What it do, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Janky. Coming back at y'all with another reaction video, bro. Now, look, today, before we get into today's video, bro, a lot of people been asking me, why haven't I been live streaming on YouTube, bro? I just want to let y'all know, I am not on YouTube no more live streaming wise. Live streaming wise, I'm on Twitch. Obviously, bro, y'all see that 31K to the top left? We had 10K. We had 10K last month. Look how much we've grown. So look, if you want to go be in these lit streams, bro, everybody go follow me on Twitch right now. It's the same as my YouTube name, Janky Rondo. And yeah, shout out to bro. But today, we got meet one of the smartest players in the NFL history, bro. Now, obviously, chat, if y'all don't know, this is Luke Kuechly, bro. He's one of the best linebackers of all time, bro, out of Boston College, bro. Obviously, bro, if you know football, bro, you know he retired very early, very in his... Honestly, he retired in his prime, bro. But we all know why. But honestly, for the people that don't know why, I'm not gonna ruin it right now. I'm gonna let y'all find out what happened. But sad case, but smart case, in my opinion. But look, I ain't about to wrap your heads up. Y'all make sure to leave a like, share, subscribe, bro. Turn that notification button on, bro. Let's get into it, man.
Kuechly was a football genius.
Literally.
He was so good at reading offenses that he'd be in the backfield before anybody could block him. As
That's
quarterbacks
crazy.
made their checks and audibles pre-snap, he'd be right there with them, adjusting.
Honestly, let me know right now, for all my people in the back, what would y'all rank Luke Kuechly in linebacker? Would y'all put him in y'all top 5? Like of all time. Because we got some good linebackers. We got what? We got Ray Lewis. We got Brian Urlacher. Bro, it's so many, bro. Like, I don't even know who could be in the top 5, to be honest. But like, y'all let me know in the comment section. Get active in the conversation.
His defense to perfection. Opponents were amazed and frustrated by Kuechly's ability to call out their plays at the line. But how did he become the smartest linebacker the NFL has ever seen? And why did he leave the game in the prime of his career?
Hey, man.
The road to outsmarting NFL offenses started when Kuechly was just a kid. He always understood the game on a deeper level, and what he lacked in athleticism, he made up for with intellect.
Go back. Wait, go back. Hold on.
On a deeper level, and what he lacked in...
Oh yeah, he was built. Oh yeah, Luke Kuechly was built for football. Well, my bad. Let me rephrase that. He was built for linebacker. Any white dude with a buzz cut, oh yeah, with a John Cena buzz cut too, like low yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, linebacker, either linebacker or fullback. Facts or cap.
In athleticism, he made up for it with intellect. When he got to high school at St. Xavier in Cincinnati, Ohio, he helped make them a powerhouse.
You're from Cincinnati?
His coach, local legend Steve Specht, introduced Kuechly to the foundation of the mental game, film study, and the youngster was a quick learner. According to Specht, Luke understood every position on the field and was always a step ahead of everyone else. So Kuechly was an all-everything player. As a junior, leading St. Xavier to a 15-0 record and a state title. Then, as a senior, establishing himself among the best high school linebackers in the country. But as college approached, his recruiting stock was low. You see, Kuechly was only 200 pounds.
Nah, I can tell you how too. Now, all football players should know this. I mean, in certain extent, football drip, dude, it goes to your aura points if you want to get a scholarship. Luke Kuechly Luke Kuechly football drip was terrible. Right knee brace. The sock length is cool. Ankle brace is cool. Them cleats is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Face mask, terrible. But this is the back in the day, so they ain't really have too much. I ain't finna cap.
Soaking wet. And he wasn't yet the thumper we knew him as in the NFL. And because of that, he was rated as just a 3-star recruit. And the number 44 outside linebacker prospect in the class of 2009. But there was some interest. And Kuechly's choice came down to 4 academic powers: Stanford, Duke, Virginia, and Boston College.
Bro, he was that smart, bro. Dang.
Because it was a Catholic institution similar to St. Xavier, and a pipeline for a lot of St. X players before Luke. So it just made sense. But he still had to go out and prove himself. He said that early on, he got his teeth kicked in by his grown man teammates.
I went in there, I was 18 years old, playing against guys that are 22, 23. You get your teeth kicked in and you figure out how bad you want to do it.
Fortunately, while that was happening, he was being schooled on how to play the college game by a great tutor. Wes Davis was a defensive back at BC.
Wes Davis.
He sat with Kuechly in the film room for hours on end and showed him how to break down an opponent. And in almost no time, Kuechly's powers of observation were superhuman. Armed with that mental edge, he became a playmaker from his outside.
Now Kuechly got aura. See, y'all see what I was talking about? Y'all see how now he got the wrist braces. Now, when he got the wrist brace, he gonna throw the gloves on. Now he got the swag. Now he got his aura points up. Y'all see what I'm saying now? Literally.
linebacker position.
Swag in football means a lot. I'm trying to tell you.
And as a freshman, he was named
What'd I tell you?
the ACC's Defensive Rookie of the Year.
As a freshman?
BC had a hole at inside linebacker.
Wait, he said
The
Defensive
coaches
Rookie of the Year. I'm
believed
tripping. I
that
thought he said
Kuechly could
Defensive
fill
Player
it.
of the Year.
Now, Luke wasn't so sure, but he wanted to keep playing, so he committed to learning the position. And this is when he became a tackling machine. Over his 3-year career at BC, Kuechly set program records for career tackles with 532 and single-season tackles in his junior year with 191. And after his junior master class of a season, Kuechly was ready to pursue a PhD in football by playing in the NFL. And talent evaluators loved what he brought to the table. According to the league's pre-draft profile, Kuechly was one of the most instinctual and technically sound linebackers to come out of the draft in years. He had all the tools to be an immediate starter in the NFL and shore up the entire defense. But during his time at BC, he didn't make a ton of plays at the line of scrimmage. So there was some concern. Could he be physical enough to survive in the pros? And it was just a matter of time before they found out.
The Carolina Panthers select Luke Kuechly, linebacker, Boston College.
The Panthers head coach at the time was Ron Rivera.
Go back.
Linebacker, Boston College.
The Panthers head coach at the time was Ron Rivera.
Oh look, I'm gonna be the person to tell y'all. I'm gonna be the person to tell y'all right now. Ron Rivera, in my opinion, was only good because of Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly. Without them, I don't think he even coached us, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Ron Rivera, I'm not about to get into it, bro. Let's just get into the video. I'm not about to get into it.
And Rivera knew NFL defense. He was a linebacker for one of the greatest defenses ever, the 1985 Chicago Bears. And before being hired by the Panthers, he was a defensive coordinator for the Bears and the San Diego Chargers. And now he had Luke Kuechly, who he could mold into the quarterback of the Carolina defense. But Luke didn't take on that role right away. The Panthers already had a tremendous middle linebacker, John Beeson.
Oh, John Beeson, he was a dog.
They moved Kuechly back to the outside. And just as he did in college, Kuechly learned the pro game from older teammates. Guys like Beeson, outside backer Thomas Davis, tight end Greg Olson, and DB Captain Munnerlyn. But even they couldn't prepare Luke for the career-defining moment that came next. After week 4, Beeson went to the sideline with a knee injury, and 2 weeks later he underwent season-ending surgery.
Damn.
Just like that, Kuechly was put into an extremely difficult spot. He was tapped in to fill Beeson's role as the center of the defense. That's a lot for anyone, much less a 21-year-old rookie, but he handled it like a seasoned pro. He basically lived in the film room, and when Sundays rolled around, he was an absolute playmaker. In all 16 games as a rookie, Kuechly led the NFL with 164 tackles.
What? As a rookie?
Passes. And with him as the anchor, the Panthers' defense improved. In 2012, Carolina went from 27th in the league in scoring defense to 18th. After the season, Kuechly was voted NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year over another talented linebacker, Bobby Wagner, of the Seattle Seahawks. But would Kuechly be just a one-season wonder? He didn't have the athleticism to match some of the other great backers in the game. Would offenses adjust and expose him? The answer to that was an emphatic no. In Kuechly's second year, he took his game to the highest level. Once again, starting in all 16 games in 2013, Luke recorded 156 tackles and snagged 4 interceptions. With him calling the shots,
there's one thing about a linebacker that you love the most, bro. And when you find out that your linebacker can catch a ball, bro, oh my God, that is the best thing. That is the best thing ever, bro. Like, actually, bro.
Panthers allowed the second fewest points in the league. And on the back of their elite defense, Carolina finished the season 12-4, winning the NFC South for the first time in 5 years. Kuechly made himself impossible for award voters to ignore, as he was named first-team All-Pro and NFL's Defensive Player of the Year.
After his Rookie of the Year
seasons, Kuechly was already a star. Inside the Panthers facility, he was the defense's North Star, and he relentlessly put in the work to be great. During the week, Kuechly would regularly log 12-hour days, with the last 2 to 3 hours devoted to film study. He needed intel on what the other team was going to do on game day.
I wasn't a good enough athlete to just go out there and like play.
Yeah.
Like I needed to have an advantage, and I needed to have a feel for what was going on.
Hall of Fame coach Tony Dungy once compared Kuechly's preparation to that of Peyton Manning, the ultimate film study guy. Dungy said Kuechly was one step ahead of everyone else.
Guy that is totally prepared, that is going to know what's going to happen before it takes place because he has studied so much.
And once Luke knew the play, he was ready to pounce as soon as the ball was snapped. Davis saw it firsthand.
You'll see a lot of times teams come out in certain formations, and as soon as the ball is snapped, Luke run right to the play.
But some of his teammates didn't always appreciate his detective skills. Olsen, for one, hated going up against Kuechly in practice.
You couldn't practice against them because you'd ruin practice. He knew every play that you were going to run.
Olsen claimed the Panthers' offensive assistants would ask Rivera to take Kuechly off the field before they practiced a trick play, just so he wouldn't blow.
That's actually insane, bro. Like, bro, you that smart, bro. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Damn, that boy Cam Newton built like a linebacker, huh? But that's just so crazy, bro. Like, bro, the fact that he had to get taken out of practice because he knows the play that's gonna be ran, bro. That's mind-boggling, actually. That's actually mind-boggling, bro. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel so far in this video, bro. That is crazy, bro.
Blow it up. And the work he put in the film room and on the practice field showed up on game days. 2014 was another elite season for Kuechly as he led the league in tackles and was named first-team All-Pro for the second time in 3 seasons. But despite Luke establishing himself as the NFL's premier linebacker and the Panthers having a top defense, they were still missing the postseason success. They'd won their division 2 seasons in a row now, but couldn't make it past the divisional round. Then, in 2015, everything changed. The Panthers were peaking as a team. On offense, Cam Newton had an MVP season, and on defense, Luke Kuechly was as good as ever. On Thanksgiving Day, his football genius was on full display for a national audience against the Cowboys. Late in the second quarter, the Panthers had a blitz call on, but Thomas Davis showed it too early. Cowboys QB Tony Romo responded by calling an audible. Kuechly countered that by changing the defense. Then came one of the signature plays of his career. As Romo dropped back to pass, Kuechly ran with tight end Jason Witten down the middle. Then, anticipating where Romo was going with the ball, he broke off the coverage and took an interception to the house.
Wow.
So he cut right down the hash, and I'm like, that's not a route. So then like you push through that, and then that guy ran a sit, and I was like, I'm just gonna jump. I'm gonna jump the dig and hope they run a dig.
Kuechly intercepted Romo on the Cowboys' next
2 times. Oh my God!
What Panthers fans had seen his entire career. A player capable of outsmarting even veteran quarterbacks. The Panthers were a juggernaut that season, finishing the year 15-1 as the best team in the NFL. On top of that, they finally had success in the playoffs. First, beating the Seahawks in the divisional round in a game where Kuechly had 11 tackles and a pick 6. Then in the NFC Championship against the Arizona Cardinals, Kuechly stole the show once again, this time with 8 tackles, a fumble recovery, and yet another pick 6, en route to a 49-15 blowout. Then the Super Bowl would be a matchup between the 2 greatest brains the NFL has ever seen. Luke Kuechly and the Panthers taking on Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. The Panthers defense held Denver to just 194 yards of but the Broncos defense, led by Super Bowl MVP.
That Broncos defense that year, bro. That was a crazy team, bro. Like, I remember that. I was a little kid, but I remember that defense. I ain't finna cut. I should tell you something. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That whole year was crazy, bro. Like, obviously everybody in the world thought the Panthers was gonna go all the way, but then again it was like on the other side you got Peyton Manning, so it was like I don't know, you know, but.
Von Miller was the difference as Denver won 24-10. Kuechly was phenomenal once again, leading the game in tackles and recording a sack. But it wasn't enough. After just 4 seasons in the NFL, Kuechly had been to a Super Bowl, was a first-team All-Pro 3 times, and won 2
Is he a Hall of Famer, yes or no?
awards. Captain America, the name given to him by Cam Newton, looked invincible.
Never a doubt. Never a doubt. As long as we got Captain America, Luke, August Kuechly on our team.
But his body was saying something different. In 2015, Kuechly suffered the first concussion of his career. He claimed it was his first concussion ever, and it caused him to miss 3 games. In week 17 of that year, he also suffered a shoulder injury that required surgery. And then, in 2016, a terrifying on-field incident altered the course of Kuechly's career. In week 11, against the Saints, Kuechly took on New Orleans running back Tim Hightower. And unfortunately, the crown of Hightower's helmet hit Kuechly squarely in the face mask. The play didn't look all that dangerous, but it left Kuechly sitting on the ground, dazed and confused. As the trainers rushed to check on their star, Kuechly was sobbing uncontrollably. He didn't know why he was crying, he just knew that something was wrong with him.
I remember sitting on the field and I was like trying to figure out what was going on with me.
As Kuechly was loaded onto the cart,
That's scary,
the tears
bro.
kept flowing.
Concussions is the reason why Luke Kuechly isn't playing today, bro. He literally could be playing today. Y'all understand that, bro? Maybe probably was on the verge of retirement. You know what I'm saying? If he was still playing today, but he was on the verge, bro. He could have still been playing.
Making the scene
I wonder if he says what age he retired at.
that much sadder. All around pro football, people were heartbroken as they watched, fearing that this could be the end for one of the game's brightest stars. Doctors diagnosed Kuechly with a grade 3 concussion, the most severe. He missed the final 6 games of the 2016 season while he was kept in the NFL's concussion protocol. Luke was so good to start the season that he was still named a second-team All-Pro. But
That's
that
crazy.
was now 2 major head injuries in as many seasons. How much longer could Kuechly play? In 2017, he was back on the field for Week 1. And over the next 3 years, he looked like the old Luke Kuechly. Each season, his tackle total increased, and he was an All-Pro all 3 years, twice being named to the first team. Kuechly was the definition of an Ironman, playing 48 out of a possible 49 games,
Crazy.
including the playoffs. But that one missed game in the 2017 season was due to another concussion. He was up to 3 in 3 seasons. UNC professor Dr. Kevin Guskowitz, who worked with the NFL and conducted extensive research on brain injuries, told Sports Illustrated that the third concussion increased the risk of long-term damage. Kuechly also suffered another shoulder injury in 2017 that required surgery. In 2018 and 19, he got through the season unscathed. But as the 19 season was ending, the battered superstar came to the conclusion that he couldn't go on. The injuries had taken too much out of him, and he couldn't accept playing at 70% of what he was at his peak. It felt unfair to his teammates,
I can respect
so
it.
he made a painful decision. In January of 2020, after 8 spectacular seasons, Luke Kuechly retired from the NFL at age 28.
One way to play
28,
this
bro.
game since I was a little kid
28,
is
bro,
to
that's
play
crazy,
fast
bro.
and play physical and play strong. And at this point, I don't know if I'm able to do that anymore.
Ultimately, his greatest asset his entire career was his brain, and now it was time to protect it before it was too late.
And I just wanted to make sure that I could live the life I wanted to live when I got done playing.
And see, I can't get mad at that, bro. Like, honestly, bro, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, if you're not giving it your all, well, not giving it, obviously you're giving it your all, but if your body is not, if you're giving it your all and your body is saying the whole opposite, bro, it's like, you can't really get mad, you know? And then, obviously, we got lives. Obviously, bro, football is very important in our lives, but after football, life is, you know what I'm saying? Life is life still. So, you don't want the long-term pain and long-term lingering issues to keep, you know what I'm saying, keep on going and keep flowing outside of football. So, I mean, it do make sense. I can't get mad at it, but dang, bro, Luke Kuechly retired at 28, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's insane.
But just because he was done playing didn't mean he was leaving football entirely. In 2020, the Panthers hired him to be a scout. It seemed like an ideal role. He could keep watching tape and studying other players. But Kuechly only did it for a year. It just wasn't for him. Then came an opportunity that took him full circle, teaching ball to a new generation of players. He became an assistant coach for a middle school football team in Charlotte, alongside former teammates Greg Olson and Jonathan Stewart. Then, in 2022, Kuechly rejoined the Panthers organization, but in an entirely different capacity. This one allowed him to make fans smarter. He was hired as a part-time color commentator on the team's radio broadcasts.
Part-time?
From the booth, he could diagnose plays in real time and impart his vast football wisdom. Then, in January 2025, as he finished his 3rd season behind the mic, he was named as a finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. And while he wasn't made a Hall of Famer this time around, there's no doubt
That's insane. He gonna get in that Hall of Fame for sure. But that's insane. The fact that he was named a finalist in his first year, that's crazy. That's insane, bro.
that his resume is worthy of a bust in Canton. He was an All-Pro in every season of his career except for his first, when he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. He was a Defensive Player of the Year, and perhaps his greatest accomplishment is that he's unanimously known as the smartest defensive player to ever lace him up. If you enjoyed this video, stick with Blitz, subscribe, and check out.
Hey, man, that was a good video, bro. Hey, man, y'all make sure to leave a like, say subscribe, bro. Turn that notification button on. Let me know in the comment section of how y'all feel about this Luke Kuechly situation, bro. I feel like, bro, very smart decision to retire, bro. You know what I'm saying? Concussions concussions, man. We know I've seen the repercussions of concussions, bro. Like it's bad. Like CTE is not a joke, bro. Respectfully, bro. You know. But we don't gotta really get into that. But look, honestly, we could probably do like a video about CTE, to be honest. But look, hey man, y'all make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn the notification button on, bro. And I'm gonna see y'all next video.